0.
Namaste everyone. Good morning from Portland, Maine. How much does God cost? Or how much does the truth cost? That may seem like a silly question, but I recently did something somewhat stupid, somewhat, I don't know, not thinking in the moment, and I wanted to kind of remind all of you not to do this, because many of you probably have. But if we think about the question, how much does God cost, we realize we really don't need to do this. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, please stay tuned for today's show. Jai Shri Krishna. So my girlfriend headed out to work early this morning, and I had a few minutes for a short episode, so I thought we'd do something that I've been wanting to do and just got, delayed. Haven't even gotten ready for work yet. Still with my cup of coffee. Haven't even had breakfast, but we might delay that. So let's talk. Where do I start? How much does God cost? You can put your answers in the comments down below in whatever forum you're on. But for me, there's only really one answer. And that is this: nothing. God doesn't cost us anything. The truth costs us nothing. And the truth is readily available. And when I say truth, I'm talking about Sanatana Dharma. Obviously, talking about Sanatana Dharma. So I'm just adjusting my headset because I realized I had some volume issues in a previous episode. My 3-hour Swami Jagannananda review. I had some volume issues, so I'm trying to adjust it to help you out, all of you out. And I also realized I had 2 mics going on for that show, and that was really bad. Anyways, God's wisdom has been with us for thousands of years. And it's free. It is literally out there if we have access to a library, to an internet, for in India, to a guru. If we have curiosity and the drive to learn, we can find that. Maybe there's a Hindu temple near us that has some books. Maybe you know somebody. But the truth is not reserved for a small group. Not in this day and age. Used to be. And it was like that in many religions. But not today. Today the truth is out there for everyone to have if they want it. But there are some people out there who would tell you something a little different. They would tell you this phrase, which you have probably heard. If you want the truth, if you want like the special inside truth, well, I have a course that you can take for $100, and I will give you insights that nobody else has. I have a weekend retreat for $5,000, and I can work with you and others, and I will teach you the truth nobody knows. If you join my organization and give me a membership of every month so much money, I will enlighten you to things, and you will be a divine person, and you'll know things nobody else knows. Have you ever heard any of these phrases? They're all garbage. God has revealed the scriptures to us. They are readily available in most languages, I think, nowadays. I understand not all languages, but, you could probably find something in your language. And if all you can find in your language is the Bhagavad Gita, well, you have the truth. Okay, so maybe you can't get the Ramayana in all 10 volumes, only an abridged edition. I'm sorry, the Mahabharata in all 10 volumes. But that's okay, you have the Bhagavad Gita. You really don't need any more. So the language barrier is just a triviality. But when someone says to you, pay me, pay me, pay me, because I have insight, they're bullshitting you. And I'm sure many of you have been caught in this game. So I talk about my time in Adidam. When I joined, I discovered there was a membership fee, a few $100 that you have to pay every year. And I think it goes up, maybe, as you go up. I was a 3C devotee, and there's like 4 levels. So you have to pay a few $100. And then, well, you should go on this retreat for a few $100. You know, you really, really should give a donation. By the time I had arrived at my actual ceremony, I'd spent $400 or $500. Plus, you're encouraged to buy things and stuff. And, you know, this picture you can buy, but it's pricier than that one, but it's a special picture, you see. This picture's, I don't know how much, $50. That one's 20, but that's not a special picture. This is a special picture. You should buy this one because you now have access to this, because 3C devotees have this, but people in the public have the $20 one. Honestly, I had someone hold up 2 pictures to me and goes, well, I shouldn't show you this other one because it's special, but I will, to tempt me. And I thought to myself, actually the cheaper one was a better picture. But, oh no, this one's blessed for more money. And I should take classes, and I should buy books, and we were taking this class, my roommate and I, and we were both told to buy the same book. Just a little book. It wasn't even a great book, it was just a little book. And he was told to spend $20, and I was told to spend $20. And I kind of was like, yeah, you know, we're hosting this. Do you mind if, like, we just buy one copy? Because we are hosting it. Does this give me some leeway? Well, yeah, it's better to each have copies. So, you know, because the organization got a little cut out of the book sales, I believe. Or the local group got a cut. But, you know, he was like, well, you know, it's special. You get to have a special relationship with your book. And you know, it has your vibes in it, I was told. Oh, my hair's bothering me, sorry. This is before I start hairspraying it for the day. So by spending $40 instead of $20, you have a book that's now specially blessed by you. Have you ever heard stuff like this? So recently, I almost spent money, and this is why I'm doing this show. So I was taking this class, this yoga online school, which is just garbage. It was a horribly recorded class, like they'd be recording like I am, and I understand sounds, you know, appear once in a while, but I believe they were recording this while a yoga class was going on. It was like you'd hear someone start whispering, and then there'd be noise in the background. And they would be like, oh, blah, 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 and they would mess up. Well, it's not live. Could you learn how to pre-record things? And edit? Can you edit? Because I don't really need to hear you go, oh, sorry, let me reread that part. Just edit that out. No one will know. But it was really bad. And there was like a test in it, and I think I did the test 3 times, and I'm like, yeah, I know my personality, but according to this, I'm a fat slob. And that's my doshas, make me a fat slob. And this is not the body of a fat slob, okay? You know, I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I'm a marathon runner, and it said that I don't get out and do sports. I'm like, I'm a marathon runner who goes out, you know, these days, 4 days after work, and I walk to work every day, yet according to this, I need to get out more. It's like, it was really off. Some things were really off. And they had the lessons, and I swear, and I'm no expert on yoga or the Yoga Sutras, and this course was free, and I thought, oh, I'll just take it. You know, why not? And I swear they may have read the Yoga Sutras, but nothing else. Maybe they read the Bhagavad Gita, but didn't understand it. But then they picked up a book about the Yoga Sutras written by someone in Colorado, probably, or California, wherever. And that was the source. It was so... It wasn't it felt off to me having read the Yoga Sutras, and even though I don't understand them, I've read the bigger picture. It just felt off. Okay, so I took this course and I was like, this was a waste of my time, but whatever. So I'm looking on their website at other courses, just curious. And there was one course that said, the Hindu gods are all myths, and you can learn how to learn good lessons from the myths. Really? My God's a myth? Are you telling me my God is a myth? I don't believe my God is a myth. I don't believe Hindus believe their gods are myths and legends that have no more validity than Paul Bunyan. And you're teaching yoga, so which means you're teaching that the teachers who wrote the Yoga Sutras and other sutras believed in a myth. And they're liars? And you respect your tradition so much, you've basically said it's all bullshit? What the are you teaching? And you claim that you're some yoga expert when you think the religion that spawned yoga is a joke, just about? But it's like reading a novel. You can get something nice out of a novel. That's essentially what this class was teaching. They're no more than novels. Just, read a nice novel and feel good about it. Or you read your favorite author. For me, that's Jack Kerouac, and then you feel all great afterwards. That's what they were basically teaching. Just read these things, and you just feel good. I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to touch this. And then I made a little mistake. I saw this other class was of the theology of the Yoga Sutras. And I was like, okay, that's kind of down my line. I can always learn more theology. And I started looking at the list. So it had the Yoga Sutras, and it dissected them out, and things, and it talks about different stuff and whatever. And doesn't talk about the Yoga Upanishads, though. And there was a 9-minute lecture on all of Vedic wisdom. Because I guess in 9 minutes you get the entire context of everything you need to understand the Yoga Sutras. But you're not going to actually do another 9 minutes on any of the Yoga Upanishads, but you're going to call yourself a yoga expert without really ever reading those. And it looks like you could be a yoga expert of theology without even reading the Yoga Sutras. And then after it gets done with some of these courses, then it has the Four Noble Truths. That's Buddhist. Why are you teaching Buddhism? This is a Hindu tradition. And yes, I understand Buddhists may do yoga. But this is a Hindu tradition. Why are you doing it? And then it talked about other Buddhist stuff. And it talked about Buddha. And then it went off and said how to meditate. And there was like a 10-minute thing on speaking Sanskrit or something. And that bugged me. Really bugged me. If I go to a Christian Bible study, at one point they don't introduce the Quran. Or at one point they don't start teaching during the Hindu Bible study discussing all the Bible books, the Bhagavad Gita. They don't do that. They don't do that. Unless it's a world religions course. You'll never see them teach the Bhagavad Gita in line with the Bible. You'll never see a Christian teach the Bible and the Quran, and then a discussion of the Book of Mormon. No, because it's not their religion. But in Hinduism and in New Age, we just teach anything, and this is that universalist thing I rant against, which we really need to be aware of. So this school, instead of teaching you the Yoga Upanishads and the truth and all this, we're teaching you Buddhism, because Buddhism feels better than the myths of the Hindu gods. They're just myths. I don't know who you pray to. But, you could be a Hindu Buddhist. It's fusing religion together. Feel-good aspects of religion. Nothing that doesn't feel good. And nothing that takes real study, because anyone can learn the Four Noble Truths and kind of feel like they get it. And that bugged me. And then I thought about taking the class for like $90. That's why I'm doing this show. And I was like, well, God, I just kind of want to see what they say. And maybe there'll be something in it that I don't know. And I thought about spending that money for like a couple weeks. I debated, should I spend the money and get something out of it? I totally disagree with what they're doing, but maybe, maybe if I just spend that $90, I'll find some more truth from a group which is dumping on my religion and thinks everything I believe is a lie. But I almost fell into the trap that I warned all of you about at the beginning of the show. And I'll tell you what stopped me from doing it was not the realization I was wasting money, because $90 for me, I have $90. But I found myself watching a documentary on a cult, and I can't tell you which one, I forget now, on YouTube, and the members were talking about how the guru would say, hey, if you want to know truth, you can come to this special class, but you've got to pay me for the class. And then eventually, you should contribute on top of the class. And then, by the way, have you thought about donating up to half of your salary for the class? If you live here, I'll feed you if you just give me all of your salary, and you'll get special attention, and you will become divine, and I will give you special attention. Your clothes might not be on when I give you that special attention, though. That's beside the point. And I'm watching this documentary going, oh, and then Adidam flashed my head. And then this course came into my head like, oh, what am I doing? I'm lured in. Like, you've taken our free course. Now, take this other one. By the way, we're dumping on your religion. By the way, you might have to get naked. By the way, we might have sex, which none of these things have anything to do with truth. But, you're lured in. And I almost was lured in. And I just want to give all of you a warning. When you put money out, what are you putting your money out to? So I do draw a line on some things. So if you're taking a class, and maybe it's a free class, and the teacher says, hey, if you wish to donate, because I have given you this 12 weeks, sure, that's okay. You've had a service, and you want to go donate something. That's different than putting half your salary in. And the teacher didn't necessarily say, I'm promising you truth that no one else will have. It's just more learning. If you like someone and you want to share with them because you like what they're doing, like if you like what I'm doing, I don't tell you if you buy the books that I'm writing on my website down below that you can find that you'll get more truth. I'm just saying you'll be entertained. So, that's different. And also, I highly recommend books for the shelf because books are cheap. And you can often find them cheap, and it's an easy way of learning stuff. So I have here a book by Deepak Chopra. And if you know me, you know that this guy for me is just loser. I just can't stand him. He's a businessman who takes anything he can find, puts it into his world, and churns it out with quantum connected to it, and whatever, and is just a synthesis of stuff to make money, and is really a fraud. I found this book for 50 cents. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to read it. Now, actually, this one mentions the Ramayana, so that kind of he uses the Ramayana as the theme, or he uses the Mahabharata as a theme, I forget right now. So then, okay, but then he talks about Jesus and everything else, and who knows what. But I'm like, 50 cents? Sure, I'll put it on my pocket. I'll put it on my shelf. Yeah, why not? And I'm okay with this. I think this is okay versus a 12-week class where you're spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Does he promise the truth? Yeah, but 50 cents. Recently I picked up this book. I was in New York and picked this up. I paid full price for this, just so you know, and it was $30. Osho's not alive, and I am very questionable on him, so some might say, well, I am contributing to Osho, and I could have bought this used. This particular book I thought was a really interesting book, though, on different themes and stuff that I'm actually very interested in, social context and other religions and things. And book publisher does a lot of interesting books on a lot of different things, actually, including like Aleister Crowley and things. So I was like, yeah, and Israel Regardie, they publish, looks like they do everything he's ever done. He's fascinating. And so I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna pick this up. But also, yeah, I know he'll get a lot of money. some money, or his organization that still exists will get some money, but also Namaste Books in New York City also will get money, and I really, really wanted to give them some money and contribute. And this book was really interesting, and it ties into a show that I'd like to do in the future on him. And someone said, you know, you should check him out, or what do you think about him? And I wanted to give him a second chance. But $30, book goes on my shelf. I read it, I don't read it, or I read it someday. Versus $500 for truth that no one else can give me. See, this is okay. This is okay, even though usually I don't buy new books. Or for someone like him, I'd probably find a used book. But in this case, I wanted to support this bookstore. And I looked around the book. I was in the bookstore for like an hour. and there were some other books by teachers I know, but I already have books by them, so I wanted to expand out to someone else. So, you know, but again, $30 goes to a local company that does great work and sells a lot of great stuff. Namaste in New York, there's 2 locations. They're right next door to each other. Absolutely got to check it out. They have everything, most everything you could think of or want. And every time I go in, I buy stuff. And I bought a lot of stuff from them when I was there this time. Check them out. But again, $30, $500 weekend, half your paycheck, blah, 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 because I'll give you truth. Be warned about this. So I want to end this show on one example, to go back to what I said of God is free. God is completely free. The truth is free. God is out there. You don't have to pay to seek God. You don't have to pay to find God's wisdom. So after I was having this, okay, the money, what did I just do? I started thinking about the Bhagavad Gita. So if that is the core of truth, if that is all you need, how expensive is it? Okay, how much money do you need? If the Bhagavad Gita is all you need, can you easily get it? So I thought about that, and I just got into Google, and I Googled Bhagavad Gita, and I looked at for sale. And so I have to confess, I have a copy that I bought from ISKCON directly, and it was part of a bundle. You can get a bundle of lots of books. I highly recommend that bundle. There's a lot of great stuff there, and then there's extra stuff that you can pass out. But I started Googling some things, and I started seeing that if God isn't free, God is nearly free, at least for those of us in the West. And I just wanted to show you something that I came up with, and this is how we'll end today's show. So we're going to exchange this, and I'm going to show you this. This comes from the place that I bought my Bhagavad Gita at. So this is the Krishna store. Was it this, or was it ISKCON? I don't know, but there's a couple places that distribute to Krishna, and I think Krishna store is tied to ISKCON. Normally the book is $12.95, but it's selling here $6.95. Seriously, I can't get a hoagie sandwich at the grocery store for $6 anymore. This is a great price. $12 is $2, or $12.95 is $3 more than the hoagie sandwich. If you can get $6.95, or get a friend to give you $6.95, you can buy God's wisdom. That's pretty cheap in our current society. So this isn't $300. This isn't $5,000. This isn't half of your thing. This isn't even in the $30 I spent. $6.95, and you will have God's truth. And this 900-page book will last you a lifetime. Now let's keep going, because I thought, well, you know, $6.95, yeah, but that's maybe a lot of money. Maybe can we do better than that? And I found this. So this is the complete works of Swami Prabhupada, same website. You can get this on a little download, or they'll send you a little drive. So the download, so this you can do anywhere in the world, $4.95, marked down from $19.95. Now this is the complete work, so this is every book that he wrote. Well, what is included with that? The book we just saw, the Srimad Bhagavatam. So now you're going to get his 2-volume book on Krishna. You're going to get the Chaitanya, a 3-volume set. You're going to get the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 16-volume set. You're going to get a bunch of other books. It's a great, amazing collection. Plus the Bhagavad Gita, which you want. So we've just saved ourselves a few dollars, and now we're getting all this great wisdom. $4.95 download. All you need is a computer. Now that's pretty great. So if God isn't free, you can find God at $4.95. But can we do better? So here's a comparison. This isn't necessarily better. This is $4.79. So this really kind of relates to the first one we saw. This is a different website, though, and I just want to see what other websites. So this is some edition. So this is the same book we saw at the beginning. $4.79. It's still less than $6. We don't get everything. It's almost comparative to the Complete Works of Swami Prabhupada. $4.79 for the Truth of God versus $400. This is pretty cheap. And if you can't find $4.79 plus probably shipping and handling, I'm sure you could ask somebody for it. Let's go even farther. Sorry, looks like I did it out of order. I should have done this in a different order. So 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, I'm going out of order here, but this is a comparison, slightly out of order. So if we look at the top where it says hardcover, so we see that $16 mark. $16 is now way more than what we've been paying. But go down here to Kindle, and we have $3.99. So now that's cheaper than everything we've seen. On Kindle, your thing that you can carry with you for $3.99, the Bhagavad Gita. And even down below that is $3.68 for the paperback version. So that's $3.99 for the Bhagavad Gita. Now, for another $1 or so, we can get the Complete Works of Swami Prabhupada. But for all we need is the Srimad Bhagavatam. $3.99, 900 pages, the Truth of God. $3.99 on Kindle, no shipping and handling. Of course, you have to own Kindle. So, I understand that. But this is assuming you have computer access and you already have a computer, and maybe you already have Kindle. But this shows you, once you have that, all you need to spend is pennies, not hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for the truth. The truth is in the Bhagavad Gita. And here's the thing. There is nothing, I believe, that these teachers are selling you for $500 that you can't find in the Bhagavad Gita. I should have said at the beginning. There's nothing there for me. It's all here. It's all in. If you get the Complete Works of Swami Prabhupada, you're going to have a lot of it. You're going to have the Srimad Bhagavatam. You will have everything that the New Age has spun off. What else do you need? Let's just keep going, look for a few more things here. I have 3 more things I want to show you, just to show you how easy it is to afford this stuff. This is the Internet Sacred Text Archive. I do not know if you're familiar with this website, but I cannot recommend it enough. I've been reading it for probably well over a decade. It lists spiritual books from every tradition you can think of. Every tradition. These are all public domain books. So let's say you don't have Kindle. You don't have any money. You cannot spend $3.99. You can go here, just type in Internet Sacred Text Archive, and you can find the Srimad Bhagavatam, you can find the Bhagavad Gita, you can find the Rig Veda, Atharva Veda, tons of other books, even books from Christianity and any religion you can name, right here to download or read online for free. It is all 100% free. You can actually order from them like a little, used to be a CD, now it's a little drive, which has the entire website on it, but you don't have to. I read this website for years and then I eventually ordered a disc, but you don't have to. It's all free. So if you have access to a computer, and that means going to your public library, you have access to all the books of every religious tradition. May not be Swami Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, but there is a couple versions of the Bhagavad Gita on this website for free. Public library. Who doesn't have a library with a computer? So there you go. How easy is it to find the Word of God? So when these teachers say, give me $5,000 and I'll give you truth, what truth do they have that isn't here for free online? And this website has all the truth. This even has Madame Blavatsky and the beginning of the New Age stuff, so you even get the beginning of the stuff that Deepak Chopra is regurgitating. So you get everything. These teachers have nothing to offer that you can't get for free right here on this website that's been around for many, 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 many years. And I hope will continue to be around. So there you go, for free. Let's just look at two more websites, though, that I found. I just thought, this one's really good. If you don't know this is PrabhupadaBooks.com. This is a repository of everything he has ever written, said, done, whatever. It is all transcribed. It is not just books. It is literally everything. You name it. It's transcriptions of talks, newsletters, everything he ever put his stamp on is here. And if you go into the book section, the very first one, as I highlighted for you, is the Bhagavad Gita as it is, the original version that came out in his lifetime. So that little pic I showed you earlier where you can buy the download of everything, well, this is now probably more than that. And this is PrabhupadaBooks.com. It is all free for you to download. You can also search. So here again, if you have access to a computer, so the previous website I gave you will give you ancient texts from the Bhagavad Gita from 100 years ago. This will give you Bhagavad Gita as it is. You don't need any money. All you need is access to a computer. And if you don't have a library, perhaps you have a friend who has a computer. And maybe you could say, hey, could you, I know it's 900 pages, but maybe we could make a deal. Could you print it out for me? You know, I'll do your laundry for you or something. The truth is free. And if you read everything here, I think you'd know just as much as these New Agers, who I think often make it up. But they charge you a lot. And a lot more. And a lot more, because they want to pay their bills. One last resource to go to, and that is this one. Oh, where are you? Where did you go? Well, are you coming up? I don't know where you are. Well, that's interesting. It's not coming up. Anyways, I will go back to my original screen and just tell you what this was. I had a link here, must have been accidentally deleted, of a podcast on Spotify or some podcasted site that was free, and someone was reading the Bhagavad Gita. So if you don't like reading, or you can't read or something, you could probably find a podcast. And there's so many podcast sites out there. If you go to the link below on this video, you'll find all the sites that I'm on, and only a few of them are visual. Spotify, BitChute, Rumble. Spotify, BitChute, Rumble, and then YouTube are visual. The rest of the stuff you see listed for all of my shows are all podcast websites, where this is just going out. You don't see my picture necessarily. And so many of these websites, if you get into them, are free. And you can just type in stuff. And you can listen to the truth of God, someone reciting it, for free. So what's the point of paying $90 for a class that mixes stuff up? What's the point of paying whatever? You know, the truth of God is free. You already knew this. I know you already knew this. I really just wanted to tell you all that I sorry. My apology, hit the wrong button. um, I really just wanted to tell you all that I slipped. I had a moment where maybe I just spend this money. Maybe I'll get something, even though I totally agree with this group. And they know better. And we've all done this, and I wanted to warn you about doing this. Think twice before you spend money on something, or think about where is your money going. Are you really gaining truth, or are you just gaining knowledge? If you're gaining truth that is special truth, probably not. Or if you're gaining truth from an organization that dumps on your religion, definitely not. So I'm being nice by not mentioning the yoga class or the yoga school, because I don't think they're inherently bad. I just think they're naive. So I haven't mentioned their name, and I'm not going to. So please don't ask which school this is. And yeah, that's it. I just wanted to give you a reminder while I had a few minutes this morning of being aware and going, oh yeah, I'll spend the money, but is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Not necessarily. And we get so lost. I remember when I paid the money to Adidam, he was like, well, I need like $300 from you. Okay. Yeah, because I'll get something special out of this. I left 6 months later. Most expensive 6 months that, I'd done in a while. And I was out of work at the time. So really, I guess you could say the unemployment paid for Adidam. Anyways, this is just a lookout episode, a warning episode. Thank you for tuning in to all my episodes. Thank you for tuning in and to my reaction videos. I'm glad you're enjoying those, because I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'm really enjoying that, and I think it's a great way of talking about this stuff, but just a different context. And if you haven't watched the Mother Mira one, that one blew me away. I never expected to have the reaction I did to Mother Mira, who doesn't speak. I didn't know, but she does. And so check that one out. And we'll be doing many more. And then other stuff on this channel that I look to talk about of this and that. So, thank you very much for joining me. Take care in your spirituality. Until next time, Jai Shri Krishna. Om Namo Narayana.